The woman who reads ground. She did not watch the drone footage the way you watched it. You watched it looking for movement, for something out of place, for a face, a shadow, a detail that screamed wrong. Maureen O'Connell watched it looking at the ground. O'Connell spent her career as a special agent on the FBI's evidence response team, not a detective, not a profiler. The ERT is the unit the FBI deploys when the evidence is so critical, so fragile, so contested that a single procedural error does not just compromise the case, it ends it. She processed the most sensitive crime scenes in the country, presidential events, mass casualty incidents, federal cases where getting it wrong was not an option. When the drone footage from Nancy Guthrie's Tucson property dropped, the footage that had this entire community pausing, rewinding, and arguing, O'Connell did what her training demanded. She looked at the driveway. Pause. Not the back gate, not the windows, not the door frame, the driveway. She was not offering a casual opinion to a friendly audience. She sat down with journalist Brian Anton on day 67 of this investigation. On the record, by name, a practitioner making a specific forensic assessment about a real missing woman. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly what O'Connell was looking for, and you will understand why what she did not find may matter more than anything she did. If you are new here, this is the vanished case. Every case matters. Every clue counts. Subscribe now so you don't lose this thread. She was looking for tire impressions. And on Nancy Guthrie's driveway, that search carries a problem almost nobody has talked about. To understand what O'Connell was looking for and why the surface of that driveway changes everything, you need to understand what that driveway is actually made of. The ground that doesn't hold. Nancy Guthrie's driveway is not concrete. It is not asphalt. It is not sealed, fixed, or permanent in any forensic sense. It is decomposed granite. Decomposed granite, DG, is a loose granular material formed when granite rock weathers and breaks down over time. Across the American Southwest, it is everywhere. Tucson, Phoenix, Scottsdale. Hundreds of thousands of properties use it. It handles the heat. It drains the rain. It looks natural in a desert landscape. Forensically, it is a nightmare. Here is the core problem. DG is not fixed. It shifts. It compacts under pressure, under a vehicle's tires, under a boot heel. But that compaction does not hold. Wind disturbs it. Foot traffic breaks it. A second vehicle crossing the same path can erase what the first vehicle left behind. A tire impression exists in DG, but only briefly. O'Connell put it plainly. Her driveway is made of decomposed granite, which is very, very difficult to develop a tire impression. Now, here is the photography problem, and this is Promise 1 delivered. Tire impressions in DG do not photograph under normal light. You cannot walk up, point a camera at the ground, and capture anything forensically useful. The surface does not work that way. The technique is called oblique lighting. You position a light source at an almost parallel angle to the surface, low, raking across it, so it throws shadows into any compressed depressions. Those shadows create contrast. That contrast reveals the impression. You have done this without knowing it. Hold a flashlight parallel to a carpet at night. Footprints that were invisible become suddenly, sharply clear. That is the principle. That is what a trained ERT agent brings to a surface like this. The window for recovering that impression does not stay open. Every foot of traffic, every vehicle, every gust of desert wind quietly closes it. Without announcement, without warning, without anyone realizing what just disappeared. Something was left on that driveway. The question is whether anyone reached it in time. O'Connell watched the drone footage frame by frame. She was looking for one specific thing. And what she saw, or rather what she did not see, is the question this entire investigation keeps coming back to. The question is, when O'Connell watched the available drone footage of Nancy Guthrie's property, she watched it as a career forensic investigator. She watched it looking for evidence of a specific kind of work. She did not see it. No oblique lighting equipment visible on the circle driveway. No technicians at ground level with scales and cameras. No systematic grid documentation of that front granite surface. No activity centered on the one location she had identified as the most operationally significant spot on the entire property. She told Brian Anton directly, "I didn't notice anyone doing any type of capturing any type of impression in the soil out front." Now, O'Connell was precise about the limits of what she could conclude. The FBI may have processed that surface at 4 a.m. before the drone went up. They may have worked it before media arrived. She cannot know from drone footage alone. She was fair about that, but she did not see it, and that absence has stayed with her. Here is why the circle driveway matters. And this is Promise 2 delivered. O'Connell identified 5 reasons this location is operationally critical. 1. A circle driveway allows forward exit at speed. No reversing, no 3-point turns 2. It minimizes the time a vehicle spends in a compromised, visible position 3. It is the location O'Connell believes the removal vehicle was staged for. The neighbor's dog likely disrupted the original rear exit plan, forcing the vehicle to the front 5. Every vehicle that entered or exited the property in the early investigation days crossed that same decomposed granite surface. O'Connell said it directly. "The circle driveway is where I think the car pulled up to get her. Something caused them to go out the front. Maybe it was that dog barking in the back." A career FBI forensic agent, on record, pointing at a specific location on Nancy Guthrie's property and saying, "That is where it happened." The driveway was there. The surface held an impression. The window was open. For a moment. O'Connell believes the neighbor's dog changed the entire exit plan. Do you think that detail has been taken seriously enough? Tell me in the comments. Because if that impression was recovered, if someone reached that decomposed granite before the window closed, what it could unlock is not a minor investigative detail. It is potentially the thread that pulls everything open. What one impression can build. The FBI maintains a tire tread database built over decades. It covers a substantial portion of every commercially available passenger tire, light truck tire, and commercial vehicle tire on the market. A clean impression from Nancy's circle driveway enters that database. The database returns a tread pattern match. That match narrows the tire model. The tire model narrows the vehicle class. And then the chain begins. Vehicle class combined with surveillance footage, electronic records, cell tower data, narrows to a specific vehicle. A specific vehicle produces registered owners. Registered owners produce names. Names produce the people who took Nancy Guthrie. That chain does not start without the impression. The impression starts on the ground, in the decomposed granite. At the moment, the scene was still intact enough to hold it. There is something else this community needs to hold alongside O'Connell's forensic concern. The FBI has been notably silent about what that scene produced. Law enforcement silence during an active investigation is standard, expected, legally sound. But the silence around this case has drawn direct comment from journalists and former investigators who know how the Bureau typically communicates on high-profile missing person cases. It is not that they have released nothing selectively. It is the depth of confirmation they have withheld entirely. O'Connell spoke on record in part because the public investigative record is so thin. Brian Anton documented it directly. The difficulty of extracting meaningful updates from the FBI on this case has been consistent since day one. This channel covers what mainstream media walks away from. If that matters to you, subscribe, hit the bell, and share this video with someone who is still paying attention. The backdoor staging theory and the circle driveway theory point to the same location from 2 different directions. Did that connection land for you? Or do you read the evidence differently? But here is where the vanished case will not do what other channels do. We will not tell you we know what the FBI found. We will tell you exactly what we can confirm, and exactly what we cannot. What we don't know here is what is fully verified and on the public record. Maureen O'Connell is a named former special agent of the FBI's Evidence Response Team. She analyzed available drone footage of Nancy Guthrie's property. She gave a specific, substantiated, professional forensic assessment to journalist Brian Anton on day 67. On the record, by name. That is not community speculation. That is a credentialed practitioner making a professional observation about a real and ongoing case. Here is what we do not know. We do not know whether the FBI recovered tire impressions from that circle driveway. We do not know when, or whether, that specific surface was protected before investigative traffic disturbed it. We do not know what the scene yielded. We are working from what has been put on the public record. Nothing more. What we do know is this. Sustained, serious, evidence-based attention is sometimes how cases break open, not through a single dramatic moment, through patience, through staying. This community has been staying since day one. O'Connell said she still thinks about what that driveway might have held. What question from this case keeps you up at night? Leave it below. If you have information about Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department or the FBI. Links are in the description. Subscribe to The Vanished Case. We are not done. Nancy Guthrie is still missing, and we are still watching. This script is produced for informational and educational purposes only. All claims are based on publicly available information and on-record statements by named sources. No individual is named or implied as a suspect. Analytical inferences are labeled as analysis, not confirmed fact.